It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning, I'm Bob Rectenwell. This is Scooter Kelly's. How are you today?
I am wonderful.
You're
wonderful,
watching
wonderful.
the morning show on XL7-TV. We're going to talk a little loud today because maybe it's a little rainy.
We got a little bit of rain in the background.
A little bit of rain noise in the background, so we'll do the best we can to keep that from interfering with what you can hear. Or we may just let it take over and we'll do 30 minutes of rain. Everybody can just sleep.
There you go.
How's that?
There you go. That'd be a good way to sleep right there, I'll tell you.
I don't sleep real good in the rain. Do you sleep good in the rain?
The rain doesn't bother me. It's when it's the thunder and stuff like this morning. Well, it wouldn't even have bothered me other than I have a dog that freaks out and wants to make sure that I know it's thundering outside.
Aha, I see.
Yeah.
So Ranger is definitely on cue. Huh?
Ranger was, on the side of my bed, pawing at me, whining, making sure I was up. Yeah, the world was ending.
Well, let's start the morning off right. Give a little word of prayer. Brought to you by Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. 29 locations serve you, one in Memphis, Tennessee. If you don't know where Roller Funeral Home is in Mountain Home, travel up Highway 5 North. Look, you're probably not in this weather, but generally there's a big American flag hanging from a pole about a mile north of the hospital drive. Look off to your right in the sharp curve, and there's Roller Funeral Home.
You can't miss the flag.
No, you cannot miss the flag. But I'm pretty sure they probably take it down in this kind of weather, don't you?
I don't know.
Or you think they'll leave it up?
I don't know.
You have to drive by there.
Yeah, see, now you got me curious.
Curious.
Yeah.
Well, don't let curiosity kill the cat. Go check it out. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, with all respect, it's not just a model, it's how they do business, and we appreciate their sponsorship. Now let's go to the morning prayer. Father God, just thank you for the day you've given us. Thank you for this rain that I know there's a reason that we're getting so much at one time, but you're in control of it, so therefore it must be good. Lord, we do pray for the people that have been affected by the tornadoes out in Oklahoma and Texas and Kansas. Lord, we just pray that the damage is minimal and that no lives were taken. Lord, we just pray that you'll be with those that are trying to travel in this weather. Even though it's raining, they've got places they need to be, and we just pray that you send your travel mercies ahead of them to give them safe travel. Lord, as always, we pray for our government at the White House, that they might get a grip on what's going on with the inflation in our country. Lord, we pray for our state government, our governors and our senators, that they may use wisdom that comes from you to make the right decisions. Lord, we just pray for our local government, the mayor, the county judge, as they have to deal with road construction projects that are getting washed out at this time and improvement projects that are being put on hold until this weather clears up. And Lord, again, we just pray for the doctors, the nurses, the police, the fire, EMTs, first responders, and our children that are in school, Lord, and the teachers that are teaching them. They're down to their last couple of weeks of school. It's always hard to stay focused when school is almost ready to end. And we just pray that you give them guidance to finish it up the way they need to. And it's in Christ's name we pray. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas brings you the morning prayer each morning, and we appreciate their sponsorship for the morning prayer. At this time, we're going to get a little commercial break by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team. We'll be back with the weather in just a moment.
It's Bob Zadora, the Z Team, at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredarkansas.net.
Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, 870-405-0793. Realtors you would recommend to a friend. RetiredArkansas.net is their website, and their beautiful shot of the White River is going to be just that, beautiful. What you're watching there is the rain with a little bit of fog, and what you're seeing is a shot from Marion County, Arkansas, back into Baxter County, Arkansas. Over to your right is Contractors Trust. Over to your left is the Rainbow Ruthven Bridge, and that is one of the oldest rainbow bridges in the state of Arkansas.
Really?
Yep, sure is. You can't see much past the horizon there. Can't see into Missouri like we normally do, but that's what we like to call in our area God's country. And if you'd like a piece of God's country, give Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, a phone call. Again, their number is 870-405-0793, or you can go check out their website, retiredarkansas.net. You can click on their toolbar, and it will bring you to live cams, and this camera will bounce around every 10 or 15 seconds. Is that how y'all have it set? That gives you a better shot of the Rainbow Bridge and the ballpark down there in Cotter. If you've never been to Cotter, Arkansas, take a drive out the old 62. Turn left on the old part of Highway 62. It'll bring you downtown Cotter. And what you're looking at right there is the White River. Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. Let's take a look at the weather. Make sure we're still moving there. Temperatures around the area is a rainy 54 degrees in Mountain Home. Harrison the same. Batesville is 58, Yellville is 55, Marshall's 59, Salem is 54, Mountain View 59, Calico Rock 54, West Plains, Missouri 54, Springfield, Missouri 54, Poplar Bluff, Missouri 57, and St. Louis, Missouri is 54 degrees. Take a look at the radar. The radar is very active. We'll swing that out so you can see everything there. Looks like there's quite the storm that has come across. It's trying to catch up with us now. Come across Oklahoma. They have got a ton of rain the last couple of days.
Oh yeah, but, Oklahoma and northern Texas has just been hammered.
They've had quite a few tornadoes, Tulsa and such. I'm glad we're not getting any of that weather action for sure. We'll zoom in just a little bit. Bring this a little bit closer to home. Mountain Home is going to be dealt quite a bit of rain, probably the rest of today into tonight, probably even up around midnight. It'll be raining here. So if you don't really have to travel, get out on these roads, even though they drain well, don't do it. Just stay home if you can. Long trips, especially if you're going up towards St. Louis. Kansas City is pretty clear, but St. Louis, Jefferson City is getting nailed with some rain pretty heavy. Let's take a look here. Severe outlook. Oklahoma is under severe outlook. Dallas, Texas, Abilene, McAllister, Oklahoma City, Fort Smith, Arkansas, Tulsa. There's some severe outlook weather out there right now. Threats, I think we're under a flash flood still. Baxter, Marion, Boone. Washington County is a little bit darker. It is definitely a flash flood. It's a flood watch that we're under right now. I believe Scooter's that the right color?
Yeah, we're under flood watch, and then the warnings, that redder color that's on the northwest corner.
There's a flood warning up for Springfield, Missouri. So this whole section of this whole quadrant of northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri, northeast Oklahoma, and southeast Nebraska or Kansas, it's pretty wet. Our 7-day forecast, we're under a flood watch until 1 p.m. today. My garden is just soaked. 100% chance of rain today, high of 71. 6% chance of thunderstorms likely tonight, low of 55. Friday, high of 69, partly sunny. Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 52. Saturday, sunny and 79. Unfortunately, it's going to be too wet to do anything, but with luck, maybe we'll dry up just a little bit. Saturday night, mostly clear, low of 57, high of 86 on Sunday. Mother's Day, don't forget it's Mother's Day on Sunday.
It's coming. It's right around the corner.
86 degrees, low of 67, and a mostly clear night. Let's take a look at the first part of the week. Monday, what they're calling for is high near 90, south winds of 10 to 15 miles an hour. Monday night, low 69. Tuesday, sunny, high near 90, low 68, and Wednesday, high near 91. So if they can actually forecast that far in advance, it looks pretty good coming up. Pollen count should be 0, but tree pollen today is high. Tomorrow's going to be moderate. Saturday is going to be high. Grass pollen is moderate today, moderate tomorrow, and high on Saturday. Of course, it's going to be drying up, so the pollen's going to come out strong. And the lake reports. Lake Norfolk, 563.75. They are currently running 0 generators. Generation needs to be checked. You need to call if you think you're going to go fish in this weather. Give them a call at 431-5311 and get the generation report. And remember that they are not 100% accurate because they do change periodically during the day. Lake Bull Shoals is 672.25, 13.25 above full pool, and they are currently generating with 3 generators. So Bull Shoals Lake is definitely up there. We have had so far, yesterday we had 2.78 inches of rain, and year to date, as of yesterday morning at 7 o'clock, we've had 22.02 inches of rain year to date.
See Montgomery poking his head around the TV.
I see.
Our sheriff is here.
And that is our weather report brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team, 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Realtors you would recommend to a friend. I always say they're busy, but never too busy to take a phone call from you. And we'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever?
A little bit of local news for you and some updates of what's going on down and around our area. Baxter County Airport Commission meets tonight at 6 o'clock, and they highly recommend and encourage the public to join them for this meeting. They're just talking about hangar improvements and hangar developments for the Baxter County Airport. The Baxter County Airport's been getting a lot of talk in the campaign trail, Scooter.
Yes, they have.
I think a lot of the officials would like to see a commercial airline come back into Baxter County, and I think it would be very nice and it'd be good to have. You know, the one over at Harrison is booming. They fly out of there every day to Dallas and to Memphis, and there's a lot of people from Mountain Home that travel that trip to use that airline. Baxter County Regional Hospital, ASU Mountain Home, and Mountain Home High School have announced a new workforce development partnership to help develop some LPNs through ASU Mountain Home. Baxter Regional has pledged $600,000 to partner with Mountain Home Public Schools and ASU Mountain Home to get that LPN program a little more advanced, so they can start possibly taking some courses during their high school year that will help get them the LPN degree that they're desiring. That'll be exciting. There's one more thing I'd like to just bring up, if I can find it again. That was the one I was going for. The Trot Fest of Cotter is this Saturday. We'll talk to the sheriff. Will know a little bit more about that here in just a moment. We'll talk about it with him some more. The Mountain Home Bombers have wrapped up their conference season with 2 conference wins in Alma last night. They were nice, sizable wins. They will definitely go on to the state tournament. They will take the third seed in the 5A West, and that'll be exciting for them. Lady Bombers have nailed down the 4th spot for themselves, and that's exciting for them. Lady Bombers are off to a rough start, but they finished off nicely, and it'll be state tournament bound for both of them. Some of the track meets that were supposed to be held Tuesday, were postponed. They have not announced the
why.
renewal date. Yeah, the rain may have a little bit something to do with that. You just never know. But that's where we are with that. Williams Baptist wins the AMC championship at Big Creek. That was exciting news for them. And the Lions College wrestling coach has left Lions College, and he's headed to St. Louis to, I can't remember the name of the school.
I don't either.
starts with an F. I can't remember it. I'll look it up and have it tomorrow if I need to. But they'll be looking for a replacement wrestling coach down at Lions College in Batesville. There's a little bit of community happenings for you. Don't forget, early voting starts May the 9th, which is Monday. The general primary is on May 24th. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. Be back just a second with John Montgomery, Sheriff of Baxter County.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
I'm Henry Campfield, your candidate for Baxter County Sheriff. I'm a veteran, a family man, with over 20 years of law enforcement experience. If you are ready for positive change in your community, I humbly ask for your support May 24th in the Republican primary.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
Hello, I'm Shannon Felicia, and I'm talking to you, the Baxter County citizen. I'm a military man, a veteran, a family man with over 25 years military experience in civil engineering, and I'm asking for your vote on May the 24th in the Republican primary to elect me, Shannon Felicia, as your next Baxter County judge.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
The 9th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball will be coming up May 6th and 7th each night at the Shed in Mountain Home. Dads and daughters or mothers and sons date night, filled with dancing, dessert, a keepsake gift, and a limo ride. Don't miss an opportunity to make some memories. Tickets on sale now at choosemhca.com. That's the 9th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball on May 6th and 7th at the Shed in Mountain Home. Tickets on sale now. Don't miss it.
Jim.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. This morning, John Montgomery, Sheriff of Baxter County, is with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, you know, for a fat white guy, I'm not bad. I used to say old, but I'm feeling pretty spry these days.
Are you?
Yeah. I've lost 17.5 pounds.
Wow.
So I'm just a happy camper.
Should be a happy camper.
Are you a happy camper?
Well,
you are camping.
I am camping. I'm not sure when I tear down in the rain here after a while.
How happy you'll be.
But yes, I mean, this is, we had this, actually, a year ago, we planned this camping trip, and it's just here local in Bull Shoals. We love Bull Shoals State Park, and we try to get away there every so often. So we actually reserved that a year ago. Of course, didn't know about, work schedules and politics and all of that, and certainly didn't know about the weather a year ago. So I had to work every day this week, and it'll be fun tearing down in the rain.
Scooter and I were talking before we did the weather, and somebody posted on Facebook, and boom, just like that, there'll be no camping around Lake Norfolk this year. And it's pretty much right. That water has come up. I think it's probably within 30 or 35 feet of the highway in Henderson. It just comes up quick.
Yep, it sure does.
And luckily, we've got several campgrounds that are high and dry, as they say. But on Norfolk, they may be high and dry, but getting to them is tough.
Yep, you're exactly right. And I hate that, because we have such a beautiful area, and people love to come here and, vacation and camp, and and I just hate that, here we go. It seems I don't know, happening more often, that the water's high. Of course, then people get mad at the Corps of Engineers and whatever, and that's tricky, because you got all these dams just lined up in a row and trying to figure out what gets released. And
right.
And of course, keep in mind that the whole purpose of the dam is flood control. I mean, that's what they were built for. So it's tricky, but I hate it.
At what point what point does your department start going down to the river saying, "Hey guys"?
Well, we're in close contact with the Corps of Engineers, and over the years we've had a few, where they've had to release flood gates, and depending on how much, and see, they don't call it, was it CFS? I think cubic feet per second is the way they rate it, and so the Corps is in close contact when these things happen, and they let us know, and can pretty well tell us, how high the water is going to be, and so that's based on our decision. And then typically there's a few areas. There's a few areas that would flood the homes, potentially. But like you said, sometimes the water traps them in. Now, what I call Porterfield Estates, which is down at Norfolk.
Right.
We've had major problems over the years, but Road and Bridge actually built that access in up now with large culverts, and so that has helped. That's taken care of a lot of those issues. People getting trapped in there.
A lot of that road hillside runoff that hits across that Riverview Road years past, it would make it impassable. And not maybe from the water, but from the runoff, the tree limbs and the debris that gets across there, and they can't get down there fast enough to get it off.
Correct.
And then you've got folks that are elderly, no doubt, just stranded for a couple of days, and it's not good. Not a good thing.
We had the worst flood we'd had. I can't remember how many years ago, 8 years, 10 years, whatever it was, and that's when people were trapped down in that area. 3 college students were, and it was a serious rescue. We actually, with a helicopter, rescued 22 people.
No kidding.
Yeah. And they would go pick them up and land on the bridge, the Shed Bridge on Highway 341, let them off, and then of course you had them there because a lot of these people were wet. The 3 college kids actually had rented a cabin down there, and we're calling 911 saying, hey, and so we were looking at every possible way to get them out. The roads you couldn't get there. The river was raging, and with all the debris that was in it, and finally the weather was horrible, just like today, and we finally probably pushed the envelope. We got the helicopter up, and when they got there, the cabin was underwater. They were in a boat under one of those little sheds. The boat was floating, and they waded them out. We put life jackets on them. We had one of our divers led to them, and they were chest deep in water. We had to leave the diver behind because he couldn't haul them all. And by the time the helicopter pilot was able to get back, he couldn't land. He had to hover, and the diver had to crawl up on the skids from the water to get out. I mean, that was the most serious. But
wow. Things like that just don't happen here.
No. But I go back again. I mean, I think we're prepared. Obviously, who would have thought that? I mean, it's hard to prepare for that. But I've got a really seasoned guys that are smart and have been through so many crises that I rely on them. They sit down and they figure this is what we're going to do. I mean, and what I think the best about is, there's no egos with the management team I've got. It is, they'll agree or disagree with each other or me, and that's okay. And that's what I want, because bottom line is we got to figure it out and get it done.
Last month when you were here, we talked about your departments and such, but we didn't talk about your auxiliary things, such as the dive team. A lot of people may not know that Baxter County's Sheriff Department has a dive team. What's the dive team made up of? Well,
and of course the problem we have now is a couple of the we've got our dive team is very thin right now because the leader of the dive team retired. Another one had to take a medical and can't dive anymore for medical reasons. So we're kind of thin right now, and there's some liability. I mean, we have people, because I am a diver, I'll volunteer, and it gets a little tricky, not only from a liability standpoint, but if it has, there's an evidence collection depending on circumstance. For example, if it's a drowning, that diver's got to be conscious of lots of things. So there's a lot of training goes into that, other than just I'm a diver. Excuse me. So we just got one of our deputies got certified, and he's doing well. But again, he's new, and so he's kind of learning by experience. And so we are very blessed. A kind of side note: for years, and even after I first took office, I don't know if I'd say several, but we were working drownings a lot on our lakes, and I think this is direct coalition, but because of that, we did a major crackdown many years ago on boating and alcohol. In other words, boating while intoxicated, and we cracked down, and it was somewhat controversial at some, because you've got boat dock owners and resorts and whatever that their guests are getting picked up. Well, Game and Fish worked with us, the Corps of Engineers, and so that first year we really cracked down, and there were a lot of arrests made. Second year, not so many. We rarely have a drowning. It's rare. Now, I personally think there's a coalition there between the two. The last drowning that I recall had nothing whatsoever to do with alcohol. It was just a little bit of bad luck, so to speak. That's good, because obviously I hope we never work another drowning in my tenure, but they've certainly, they're few and far between now.
How many people do you like to keep on the dive team?
Well, ideally we'd like to have at least 6, because again, sometimes they're not available, maybe gone or out of town or whatever. That would be ideal, and currently we have 3. So we're thin. Now, we were lucky because the Game and Fish has a dive team. State Police have one that we can bring in from another area. So
the State Police, it's not stationed here though.
No, no, neither is the Game and Fish. So we have to request them, and have had to do that in certain circumstances when we just couldn't put together a team. So
nearly 7:30. We're going to take a quick break with Sheriff John Montgomery from Baxter County Sheriff's Office. Be back in just a minute.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being, they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done, so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
As a practicing attorney with 28 years of courtroom experience, it is important to me that we have honest, fair, and experienced judges. I'm Jody Carney, and as the next district judge for Baxter and Marion counties, I want to help keep our communities safe and provide professional and efficient administration of justice. Please allow me to provide this service by voting Jody Carney for district judge. Early voting begins May 9th and continues through Election Day on May 24th.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home.
Hi, I'm Kevin Liddy. I'm running for the office of Baxter County Judge. Over the last 28 years, I've served the citizens of Baxter County while working with the Mountain Home Police Department. I am passionate about the citizens and its employees, and I'd like to keep moving Baxter County forward. In the last few years, our county's infrastructure has greatly improved, and I would like to keep moving us forward. I'm Kevin Liddy. I ask for your vote in the Republican primary on May 24th.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We're visiting with Sheriff John Montgomery at Baxter County Sheriff's Office. We're talking about the auxiliary programs that you have through the Sheriff's Office. And it may not be what you wanted to talk about this morning, and we'll get to what you had planned.
I'm here for you, Bob.
Boy, there you go.
That is the worst thing you could have said.
Is it possible that you could, you have a reserve class, and you have a group of reserves? Is that annual? Are you all doing that annually, or?
Well, typically we do it every year. And so to be a reserve officer, and this is just a quick, short answer, there's no age limit on other than you have to be at least 21. Okay. But there's a training class. It's about 120, 130 hours. Some of it's done online. Classrooms, we typically hold it in the evenings. I think there's 2 Saturdays that are required. One for defensive tactics, and the other one would be for weapon qualifications. It's strictly a volunteer position. There's no pay. We supply your uniforms. You supply. Right now, we're working on trying to supply guns and leather, but we're not there yet. But if you're the reserve, you'd supply your own leather gear and your own weapon. And they were used for a lot of things. Maybe transport prisoners, could be sitting in court, like when we have to have extra security in a courtroom. Could be, sitting all night guarding a plane crash. Until the FAA gets there. There's just lots of things that they're used. Cotter Trout Festival. You typically would have some extra security, the fair, so on and so forth. Unfortunately, we have not had one this year, and it's due to we've been so covered up. It's a big deal for us to put one on. There's a lot of instructors you've got to get. Some of those instructors are attorneys and doctors that you have to bring in, and so we've not had one this year, and we need to, because you typically through attrition you'll lose. The idea is you gain some reserves every year through this class, but then you'll lose some that people find out that it's not something I want to do, or maybe due to their circumstances, either moving or family issues, that maybe they can't do it any longer. And so, but it's extremely valuable. Now, and then just like any organization, you have some that are active and some that are not. And so while we have a minimum requirement of only 8 hours a month, which is pretty low, we also try to work, because there are some that are retired that may travel, and so we'll try to work with them to go. We're very low right now. I think we've only got about, I think it's 5 active, what I would call active reserve officers, and we need to be up near 20.
Wow. Would it be possible to use a reserve that might be a certified diver on the dive team?
The answer is yes, it would be. And so that's something that we're looking at strong. We just haven't had that.
Sure.
But at this point.
But it's doable.
It is doable, because again, there's some extra training that would be involved past the point of just being a certified diver. But if anyone's interested right now, we're taking applications for reserves, even though we've not set a class to try to do. We would keep those on file, and then of course when we can set that, and all this is state certified. So all of the classes and stuff have to be approved by the state, which is not an issue. We've done so many over the years. That's not a problem.
Only 5 reserve deputies doesn't give you a lot of extra manpower when it comes time for the parades, or like you said, the Trout Festival in the Cotter, and especially at the fair time.
Yes.
Having those extra boots walking around the fairgrounds actually it helps.
There's no question. We rarely have an incident. It's very rare. But I think that's because that law enforcement presence is high. Mm-hmm. Now, which means when we don't have, that means we have to supplement that with paid staff.
Mm-hmm.
And of course that's money.
People may be sitting at home going, well, why does the sheriff's office worry about the Baxter County Fair when the fairgrounds are in the city of Mountain Home?
Well, and it's really funny. This was a discussion we had yesterday. It is the Baxter County Fair. Actually, there's, it's the property's inside the city, but we've had a long-standing agreement with Mountain Home, even back when I worked for Mountain Home Police Department, that if it's inside the fence, county takes care of it. It's outside the fence, the city takes care of it.
Because technically, I don't think that was ever annexed into the city.
Well,
the property.
It is in the city, okay, and that's what we were discussing yesterday. It's kind of like the Saddle Club, okay. It is inside the city limits. So, but we've just had that. Again, it's an agreement, and we do things like that all the time. But it's been that way for many, many years, and it still is. And so, anything inside, obviously the fair, but like if you have an incident on the outside or parking lot accident or something like that, the city would pick up. But yeah, we've been doing it for, the sheriff's office has been doing it for, I don't know, when I say the word forever,
forever.
Yeah.
Let's hit on the Marine Patrol. Do y'all actually have boats that you go on Lake Norfolk?
We have a what I will call it a lake boat. It's a big, like a sea vessel type boat that we have out at one of the boat docks that we can utilize when needed. We do very little patrol, and that's due to cost. Frankly, cost of fuel, cost of labor to do, but certainly can respond in certain events. Sometimes we'll do 4th of July, Labor Day, and of course, obviously the fireworks, those type things. We also have a riverboat that it's housed at the sheriff's office, so we can take and go, and it's equipped to handle those situations that we might need on the river. So we're very blessed to have those, and you look at that, and of course, the helicopter that we have. Baxter County, we're blessed. We really are.
It's really not a auxiliary department of the sheriff's office, but it's an important part, and people may not understand how it works or why it even exists. But let's talk about the 309s.
Well, the 309s, if you've ever driven by the sheriff's office, you may have seen they've got a bright yellow shirt on, and that's something we do. I mean, that's not a requirement of the state, but we do it so they can quickly be identified, and they're not allowed outside the jail. With the 309 program, when I started, we had 1. We currently have 8. And so kind of the short answer is these are Department of Corrections. These are state inmates that are housed in prison, and they have basically served half their sentence. They've been model prisoners, and so as a result, they are allowed to come out to the counties to serve us. So they're housed in the jail, separate quarters, because they can't be mixed in with the regular population. And so currently they do all the cooking, they do all the cleaning, they do all the mowing, they do the vast majority of the maintenance of equipment and things around the sheriff's office. They do, for example, we have our own, this is something we've developed over the years, but we do all of our own oil changes and, minor repairs that we do right there. And again, they're right, just as we speak, they're in the middle of a little remodel project. And the cool part about that is not only do we get to work them, and the state actually pays us, it's a nominal fee, it's $15 a day, which is not big, but for the state, that's actually a little extra bed space, because it costs the state, whatever it is, $65 or $70 a day to hold them. Well, they're only paying me $15, so that's a money saving. But there's a bigger reason, I think, why this is so important. Each one of them, and let me preface, some are better than others, but each one of them has skill sets. So, for example, right now, I've got one 309 that is great with what I would call construction, carpentry type stuff. We're in the middle of a remodel project, and he's kind of overseeing that. Well, he's also teaching the others the concepts, and this is how the build. We've got another one that's doing that does really well in repairing small engines, so keeping our equipment, mowers and weed eaters and things like that updated. But he's also teaching the other 309s, or some of them, about how to do that. And then schedules and work ethics and things like that. The recidivism rate is extremely low for the 309s. And I can tell you in the past, because they'll parole out at some point and go on, but we still have a few 309s that will still, when they come back through this area, will come back and stop and say hi. And they are extremely successful. And I can think of 3 right now that one's managing a very large poultry processing plant. It's big. And another one is in construction and is just working for a big company over in Northwest Arkansas. And while it benefits the county, to me, it also benefits them, and hopefully,
sure,
will keep them from falling back into crime.
To me, I think it's an awesome program. It gives them a foot back into the real world, as you might say. Because they are able to converse and have conversation with people on the outside. They're not stuck behind the fence.
In law enforcement, because they're seeing law enforcement in a much different light.
Right. Those are the guys that put you behind bars originally, but they're also now the ones helping you get out from behind bars.
Correct.
And the training factor that you're talking about, teaching the woodworking and the construction and the small engine repair, those are needed people right now. And if they can come out of there with a clean head and a good mind, they won't have a problem finding a job. And
no,
that to me, that's an awesome thing.
Well, and it kind of got, like I said, we had one 309 and we, expanded to 2 and then 4, and then we've built up to 8. The administrative office, the jail used to be underneath the administrative office, and so it started several years ago, and we decided to tear out, basically knock a big hole in the wall and put a garage door. Of course, it's a jail. It's got concrete everywhere, and so that wasn't an easy task. But from there, we would tear out a section of bars, and then we would take an area and create. So when my father-in-law passed away, he had some tools, and table saw and miter saw and some things like that, and I already had those tools and didn't need them. So we decided to donate them to the sheriff's office. So we created our own woodworking shop. And then after that, we had a situation that, which I can't talk about just because of the nature of the of what it is. On the, there's some certain things you can't cuss, and there's certain things you can't talk about. But because of that, we actually had to weld up some holes in the beds at the jail. Well, we went out and got a bid on that, and the bid was so high, we had a 309 that was a welder. We just went and bought the equipment for less money.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we have a full welding shop. And they have, over the years, have taught each other. We even had a local welder came in and spent a Saturday giving some tips, on welding tips. Now, obviously, you can't learn everything in a few hours, but they teach that to each other. We have our own leather shop. There's just, so over the years we've expanded that because, again, different skill sets. We had one gentleman, he's not with us anymore. I still have the equipment. I'd love to have, I guess I shouldn't say love to have another inmate, but upholstery. Oh my goodness. And he was incredible. And so actually went out and bought upholstery, sewing machines and a couple things like that. And he was just incredible, and he was able to redo almost all of our stuff that was just falling apart. And those are the type of things that, and again, like I said, kind of rubbing elbows, if you will, and seeing law enforcement in a different light.
Yeah.
Now, not all of them succeed. We have very strict rules, and we'll send you back in a heartbeat, okay, if you don't follow those rules. But that goes back again, you're teaching them following rules and how important that is. So,
we're going to take a break. John Montgomery, Baxter County Sheriff. Be back in just a moment.
Serendipity Bliss, we love turning your day into a once-in-a-lifetime memory by offering unique, beautiful, and specialized event and wedding rentals that can transform any atmosphere into something you will never forget. Whether it's your dream wedding, a golden anniversary, sweet 16 party, or a company event, we can make any event blissfully perfect. Serendipity Bliss carries unique specialty gifts and bridal jewelry and helps coordinate decor, table items, theme-related pieces, and more. Make your day blissfully perfect with Serendipity Bliss, located behind Car Care Mountain Home.
Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
My name is John Montgomery. 18 years ago, you hired me as your Baxter County Sheriff. My management team and I have worked hard to make the Sheriff's Office a premier law enforcement agency. I believe that transparency is the greatest form of public trust. As a result, my guiding principles of honesty, integrity, and professionalism have shaped the direction of our office. Working for the citizens of Baxter County has been the greatest privilege of my professional career. I have much more to do for you and the Sheriff's Office, and I respectfully ask for your vote on May 24th.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora of the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredtoarkansas.net.
It's a
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Sheriff John Montgomery is our guest this morning. We've been talking about auxiliary programs and how different things go on at the Sheriff's Office, but let's talk about a big event that's going to happen down in Cotter this weekend, the Cotter Trout Festival.
Cotter Trout Fest has been going on for a number of years. And of course, COVID shut that down, and last year was the first year they come back. Biggest crowd I've ever seen. It was incredible. The number of vendors and the number of events and so on and so forth. And so that starts again this Saturday. In fact, I've got the schedule. I'll run through a couple things.
Sure.
So at 7 a.m. the festival starts setting up, vendor setup, etc. Vendors open at 9. There's a parade at 9. Okay.
Where does that parade run?
From 2nd and Combs down to the Big Spring Park. Okay. Then at 9 o'clock, the car show opens. It's a big event. Usually, lots and lots of cars, antique cars, slick. That's a big show. Game and Fish is going to have their big tank, that you can see all the fish in. Let's see, duck race. The duck race actually starts at 3 in the afternoon, and that is a big event for the kids. It's a huge.
What is a duck race?
It's little rubber baby buggy bumper ducks. Okay,
rubber ducky. Rubber ducky.
Yes, and so you basically you buy tickets for ducks, and then they're put in there, and there's a race down the river, and so. Or springs, yeah, sorry, I said river, but it's spring. But then they also have, now this is a big one, and they did this last year, is when they started. And Jason Nazarenko, I've got to give hats off. He won't take credit this was idea, but I keep saying it is. So what they did is they raised money, and they bought this big net. And so they basically kind of wall off, and then they dump a whole lot of fish in, and then the kids get to fish in this, because the fish can't go.
Right.
And so, oh my gosh, it was huge. It was so much fun last year. And so that's another event and they've got live entertainment that starts at 1. And it's a big deal. It's a lot of fun.
All day part into the night, or is it before
all day
dark?
Into the, let's see, I think 4 o'clock. I think they say the 4 o'clock, 4:30 when it ends. But they've also got a ragdoll tournament going on down there at the ballpark. Food vendors everywhere. So it's a fun event. Of course, then the actual spring, with the rope swing, that's packed with the kids having fun down there. So it's just a good day, and I think it's supposed to be a pretty day Saturday.
In the 70s, they say.
Good, thank you.
So, yeah, it'll be a big event. So you need to come down.
That's cool.
79 degrees and sunshiny on Saturday.
Isn't that special?
And it's supposed to be pretty nice tomorrow, so things may dry up a little bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a fun event. It really is, and encourage you to come down. And of course, I live in Cotter now, and just love it. God's country, this whole area. The quality of life is just. We talk about it all the time, and but we do have a quality of life here in the Baxter County area that's just. I would say second to none.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's different. We're getting a lot of people to move in. Like I said the other day, we're not getting just the desirables. We're getting some of the undesirables. So it's necessary to have a good sheriff's department, good local law enforcement, even in Cotter. Do they have full-time officers in Cotter?
Yeah, they've got 2 full-time officers, and then another. I think they got 1 or 2 part-time. And of course Gassville does too, and Lakeview. So we've got there's a good law enforcement presence there, and when they're off or can't can't respond, we pick up the slack in all the cities.
Mm-hmm. Norfolk,
same thing. They've got a part-time officer in Norfolk, and then we'll respond to Norfolk when needed.
The cooperation between the cities and the county, it's very important. And that relationship between the mayors of those little communities or little cities, it's second to none. It has to happen, and it's something that you guys have to have a good working relationship. Some of the questions that I've been hearing is, why is Oakland, Marion County? Why isn't that Baxter County? And how are they patrolled? How do you guys deal with that?
Well, Oakland's a tricky because it's for Marion County to get to Oakland, they got to come into Baxter County and then respond. So I was actually at an event up in Promised Land, and so kind of a speaking event, and that question came up. And the answer is we have a great partnership with the Marion County Sheriff's Office, okay? So as I told one of the residents up in Marion County at that meeting, I said, if your mailbox gets run over, you're going to have to wait on a Marion County deputy. If you've got an assault going on or something major, we're responding, and we'll get there, well, potentially get there first, and we'll take care of whatever needs to be taken care of until Marion County gets there and can take over. So we have a great relationship in that respect. Now, they've got a, I'm going to use the word part-time because I'm not total, but I think he's part-time in Marion County, up in that area, so he can respond.
I know years ago they had one that lived there.
Correct, and this one does too. And so, you know, that's and when I say recent, recent could be a year or two, but I mean, that they went for a long time, didn't have anyone, but now they do. And that was one of the questions that was asked of the two Marion County Sheriff candidates, if, are you going to leave that in place? And both of them said yes. So
be crazy not to.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What else is going on at the Sheriff's Office? We've got about 4 more minutes.
Well, we're going to kind of probably do some sort of little press conference coming up shortly. We've got a new device at the Sheriff's Office that we're really, really happy to have. Something that we've wanted ever since day one I took office, but it was almost impossible. It's like that. That's a pipe dream we'll never have. Well, we have one. It's a full body scanner in the jail. So when you get brought in, you go through that full body scanner before you're taken back even into the main part of the jail. It's already proven very effective. The jailers have been through all the training, and they're becoming more and more proficient. And so I would say, you know, within the next week or two, we'll probably actually have a little press conference and show it off. And I want the public to know you don't need to be doing that. Okay?
Don't be trying to bring stuff in here.
Yeah, and they're they call it a prison purse, but they're smuggling it into body cavities, and so.
And that'll detect it?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Wow.
So we have it. It's been up and operational maybe 2 or 3 weeks now, and it's already proven to be very effective. So.
Did you get a grant for that? You've just been saving your pennies? Or?
No, it's actually been saving pennies. So quickly going back, the jail tax that the voters voted on. So they gave us a 6-month tax, 1 cent, 6 months, paid for that $4 million expansion. Totally paid off. We don't owe anything. The quarter-cent tax kicked in and is there to run the jail. Well, we have done so well in the way we've been able to run the jail that we've been able to put some money back from that quarter cent. And so, again, this was, you could say it was a want, but it really is a need. There's so much stuff being smuggled in. We've actually had to stop the work program that we were taking inmates out to work because of that, because of all the stuff being smuggled back in. And there's Fourth Amendment constitutional issues of where you can and can't look and so on and so forth. This is a necessity, and we're very excited that it's in place.
And it meets all the rules.
Yeah. And we were able to pay for it again.
No money borrowed.
No money
borrowed.
No
payments made.
No payments made.
Write the check and get her bought.
Yep.
That's
Quorum
awesome.
Court, we laid out the Quorum Court, and it was, in fact, it was really, when I say no-brainer, I mean, it was like, well, yeah. I mean, once they heard what it did and the money's there, yeah, get it. So.
Awesome. Sheriff, we appreciate you taking the time to join us once a month.
Absolutely.
And you didn't say anything about your smiley cup.
Well, I just want to say good morning, sunshine. I really wish it was sunshine, but good morning, sunshine.
Wish it was too, undoubtedly. It's the visit with the Baxter County Sheriff, John Montgomery. Comes up first Thursday of each month, and we appreciate him taking the time to do it. Join us tomorrow. We'll be back then. See you.